Okay, just a little video for Jesper85 on BlenderArtists here. He's asking about his mesh. He's got a 4 that he doesn't know how to put together, and then he's got a gap around here that he's struggling with, and it's producing these. So just going to show how I'd tackle that. We'll start with the 4. First thing I do, make sure that the face orientation's right, so that we don't get strange results when we start adding faces. So I'm happy with that. Then just go into edge mode and press F. Select these two, press F. Select those two, press F. Select them two, press F. Select them two, press F. Those two, F. Them two, F. This one, click that one, hold Control, click there, click here, press F. And there's your face. And if I want to move those to the bottom, what I'd actually do is I'd just select all of these, either by hand or you can click one, do Shift G rather than select coplanar. Shift D, I've got my snapping set to vertex. GZ, snap to there. F3, flip normals. So everything's blue. Select everything. Alt M and merge by distance. That removes the vertices, like that. I could turn the face orientation off. Now that looks a mess, so all I do here is shade smooth, under normals, auto smooth. And what I can also do as well is I can do Alt A to deselect everything, select sharp edges. That's not really what I want, so what I'd actually do in this case is I'll choose 3, select coplanar, select loop, select boundary loop, and then edge. I'm just going to mark that sharp. Do the same there, 3, select coplanar, select loop, boundary, edge, mark sharp, and then I can just select other edges that I want sharp. And I actually have that assigned to a hotkey, so mark sharp. And I think we'll have that one as mark sharp as well. There you go. And then I could actually put a bevel on that. But if you're actually going to use this to do a boolean, I wouldn't do this step, to be honest. So 1mm. Let's just crank that up. That's looking a bit untidy. Let's go into wireframe and see why that's looking untidy. That's interesting. That would suggest there's somewhat wrong there. Normal face orientation. Ah, there it is. There we go. That's missing a face, so I press F for that face. I'm not going to GG, I'm just going to separate that a bit. Just G, and let's move that up a bit like that. There we go. That looks nicer. Set these two as sharp. Right. Turn off the face orientation, turn off the wireframe, and now let's try slapping a bevel on it. That's more like it. And harden normals. So as I say though, if you're going to boolean this, I would not do that. Right, that looks like we've got issues here as well with bevels. Face orientation, it looks okay. Angle, there we go. Getting some oddness going on here. So again, if you're not doing a bevel, there we go, that's nicer. You don't need to worry about that, that's just a tidy up for the bevel, but that's how you do the 4. As for the 12, right, I said about tidying this up a little. What I'd do is actually, first thing, I'm going to select these two and then do Shift 7, and that gives me a top view based on what I'm looking at. And I am going to provide some nicer cuts. So I'm going to do a K, make sure I'm on the edge there, zoom in a bit more. I am. I'm going to cut to there, and then I'm going to cut there as well. So we've got a line up arrow there. I'm going to cut from here to a point there, so that's tidier, and I'm going to cut here to there, and there to there. Now, then I'm going to go into edge mode, and I'm actually going to Control X on them. Make sure I don't dissolve the verts, because I need them. Then I'm going to just go into edge mode. Click there, press L, select everything. Select loops, boundary loop. So that now has the outer edge alone. Then I'm going to hold down Alt and Shift and click that line. That now has those. And I can F3, bridge, edge loops. Like that. And I can Alt J and it'll try its best to tidy it up. It's not done a tremendous job there. So I'm going to do a limited dissolve. Oh no, I don't want to do that. So that's not done what I'd really like. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go select these two edges, F, and just keep pressing F. That's why we have got different number of vertices. So again, I'm going to take these middle ones, F, oh, that can come out as well. Don't delete the vertices. F, F, just select them, F, 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 just like that, just like that, just like that, and select that. So there we go. You're just looking at these, seeing if there's a better way of doing it, and there isn't because we've got more edges. If I want that really tidy, what I would do is I would just do a K. Okay. Go into edge mode, select that edge, Control X. Select those two and J, Control X. And what you can also do is you can do Control E for edge, and rotate the edge, and then Shift R to rotate it again and again. Do the same, 1, 2, 3. So what we need here is another edge, so K. Select that edge and Control X. And that gives you a tidy edge. It just means you've got to do a bit of work. It's the same here. That's not gone on well, so okay. I'm going to actually delete that face. Then go edge mode. Two at a time. Again, just looking where we need extra edges. Tidy those up. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. And okay. So sometimes it's just a question of building it manually. Yeah, it depends how desperately you want quads. I mean, that's much nicer, but it's more work. But visually, it doesn't. Okay, we've missed a bit there. Zoom in. Select 3 and press F. I'll actually do a Control X and that and dissolve that edge. Have the same situation here. So select that edge, that, F. Select that edge, Control X. So there's your 12. I mean, these, you've already got the outlying one, so if you were to basically having set that edge, if I do that and press F to turn it into 1, now just pull that in, Shift F7. And pop the cursor to selected. I shall add a text, align it to the view. Add a bit of depth to it. And then Control A, visual geometry to mesh, that's now real. Verify that local, that's now pointing that. Just move that up like that. What I'll do there is I'll turn on wireframe so I know where I'm going. I'll scale that down. Like that, say. Or I'll actually also go in there and do a limited dissolve. Just one. So it doesn't do too much mucking about. Alright, select that and that, boolean it. Didn't like it, but it did it anyway. Alright, go in, do Shift F7, just select that face, Shift F7, and go into point mode, and I'm going to do a K. I'm just going to directly cut these like this, because I want, again, this one I can actually go directly to one of these points here. It'll be tidier. Get rid of those two edges. And the same in here. Just make this a better cut. So I'll select that one and that one, J. Oh, did not like that. So I'll select everything, Alt merge by distance. That's why I didn't like it. Right. That's better. Join them up. One. No, I don't like that one. That's better. And I'm basically just looking for tidy lines here. And then I'll just go in, select those three which I don't like, Control X. In fact, I can do this one as well. There we go. That's prettier. There we go. These are just refinements. You don't really need to do much of this, but just it's a technique, seeing as what you're going through. So I'll say if you've done it that way, then you don't have to worry about lining it up nicely. And again, coplanar, select boundary loop, mark sharp, mark that sharp, select boundary loop and mark sharp, turn off the wireframe, there we go. And if you want to put bevel on that, what I would do, select those two, boundary loop, then Alt Shift and click that boundary loop, so you've only got the middle selected, and then I can bevel that. And there we are. Now you're going to get a crossover there. That can't be helped. What you can do is put one cut in, make it quite big, change your profile to 1, and then just manually change these points here. So you select one, GG, and just move them along. If you have machine tools, it's a lot easier, but this is the manual way of doing it. Just didn't do that because I didn't want to move there. And I'm using GG to ensure it follows the line properly. Now the reason you're doing this is you're going to give yourself an edge here. Go into edge mode, where I bevel it, set the profile back to 0.5, and then I can give it a proper bevel. Holding shift down to just drag it out a bit further. And that looks tidy. I'm going to do Alt R, bevel, and that repeats the last bevel. And there's your numbering, doing it that way. Hope some of this has been of use.